Welcome to today's episode of the Strategy Lab podcast. For those of you just joining the podcast, we are AI Jules and we specialize in helping businesses and companies scale their revenue and explore on how AI is reshaping industries and accelerating innovation. So if you'd like to learn more about how to take your business to the next level, make sure you stick around. And if you're interested in a free growth consultation, just drop us a word growth in the DMs and we'll get back to you. I'm your host, Hardeep, and we have a very exciting guest for you today, Saya Grant, the CEO from Kingdom Impact. Welcome, Asaya.
Thank you so much, Hardeep. I'm so excited to be here. God bless you, man. And thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. And where are you talking to us from today?
Tampa. It is hot, bright. It is beautiful out here in Tampa. Super excited. We need you to come out here from the UK to come visit, man.
Definitely on my list.
There we go.
So, Asaya, tell us a bit about your background and the journey that led you to Kingdom Impact and any pivotal moments or experiences that shaped your career.
100%. So long story short, I grew up in a single parent household and my dad, he was deported back to Trinidad. My mom dealt with complications of heart disease, diabetes, kidney issues. And one of the hardest parts when I was a kid, when my dad got deported, is we struggled financially. And I remember it like it was, yesterday. So I'm in school, I'm in about fourth or fifth grade. And I remember connecting with a friend. She was like, hey, I have these pencils and erasers that, my parents bought me. Like, I'm talking about hundreds of them. And I'm like, what are you doing all these pencils in it? You got like a full book bag. You're supposed to be putting like homework assignments in them, but you have a book bag full of pencils and erasers. She was like, you can have them. So I got creative and I learned how to sell pencils and erasers for like $1 a piece. And so I made a ton of money and I used that money to pay for my lunch money because we're low income. And the hardest part, one day I had a blue piggy bank. I would put dollars, $10, $100 on the special occasions for birthdays. And my mom said one day, hey, we don't have any more money. And I was like, why don't you just like go to the ATM and pull some out, not knowing as a kid, you can't do that if you don't have money. And so when I started selling pencils and erasers, it was paying for my lunch money. Then I learned how to sell CDs and DVDs. I made a lot more. I'm talking about like in fourth or fifth grade, making $100 days is a lot for a kid in fourth grade and fifth grade. And so now my friends, they want to learn how to do it. And so I'm teaching them and I'm taking a commission. And I look back at that and that's my first experience of learning how to sell and build a sales team. And fast forward, college, I studied management information systems, which is IT and business project management together. And I was in aerospace engineering. And my last year of college before going into that role, applied for 2-year rotational at a pretty much a college fair, get accepted into this role, a 2-year rotational program, aerospace engineering. So happy, senior year, you don't have to worry about a job post-graduating. Get accepted to the job and 8 years in it, simultaneously growing a business. So I'm going in corporate America. My undergrad was paid for through scholarship. And then my master's got paid for through corporate America. And so I'm doing, this is the wild part, 8 to 9 hours of corporate America work, 3 to 4 hours for my MBA to finish in like a year and a half. And then I'm growing a business. So by year 4.5 within being in corporate America, I'm really like almost working 16-hour days, 8 hours in the company, 8 hours in my business. And I got it to a point where I had a business that was very successful. And I technically didn't need corporate America, but I worked 3 more years there. And my challenge was that I was burning out. I worked 16 hours per day. I had every degree you can imagine. And yet I was feeling unfulfilled. I was feeling burnt out. And I'm like, we have to figure out something. So I took a step back for 2 months from the business and I created an operating system. So I go from learning how to, what I call sell like Jesus when I'm a kid and learn how to sell without being salesy to now I'm at a pivotal stage in my business as a grown adult and I'm at burnout. And I realized that businesses don't grow from a place of working harder. They grow with an internal operating system. So I created an operating system for marketing, for sales, for internal innovation, to managing the financial resources down to servicing our clients and systemized it, automated it, and eventually started hiring talent that whatever I couldn't automate, I would delegate to a person. And so I learned how to buy back my time and work less than 6 hours per week in my business because I created an operating system, automation, and built a world-class team. I call that the automated CEO method. And that method has changed my life. We've helped over 600 business owners grow to 6 and 7 figures and buy back their time. Not everybody's working less than 6 hours a week, but there are a significant amount of people we've helped work anywhere from 4 to 20 hours per week in their company because they've been able to buy back their time. And so that's a little bit about my journey of that. You don't have to stay in corporate America. It could be a vehicle to propel you into what you're called to do. And then developing core skills of selling and building operations that will help you buy back a business in your time so that you can be more impactful, share whatever you believe in. For me, it's the gospel and ultimately grow people and help them do great things.
What specifically does this operating system do and how does it help?
I love that question. So it's called the automated CEO method, the internal operating system that we've built. So there's 4 stages of it. First one is building your credibility. So we teach people how to write a bestseller and turn it into a magnet. I call it a magnet for your business that will get people 80 to 90% sold on the correct identity, the correct belief system, your processes, and show them proof both of how you've served people and industry examples so that people believe you're the right person to help them solve their problem. We call that going from unaware of a problem to problem aware, to unaware of a solution to solution aware, to eventually finding you as the solution before you even offer anything to them. So stage 1 is building your credibility and your positioning, because the biggest problem that most business owners, coaches, consultants, speakers, agency owners, service-based businesses face is a saturated market of not being able to separate themselves from other people, other businesses. And number 2 is the endless information people have access to. Imagine giving your client or ideal client access to one resource that helped them achieve everything they've been trying to do in 1 second. That is the power of a book. Just like I give this example of Jesus, he went from writing the #1 bestseller of all time. He wrote a book. 3,000 years later, bestseller. Then number 2, he created a coaching program, group one-to-many model with the church. And then he had his one-on-ones with James, John, and Peter, his core apostles and disciples. And so that's what we do. Stage 1 is increasing your credibility and positioning with a best-selling book. Number 2 is we help you what we call sell like Jesus. The greatest thing that has ever had the highest conversions is what Christ did in this world of helping people restore, relationship with God. Salvation is what he called it. And that's what he sold. Millions of people. If we look at any business member, if we look at conversions, that has the highest conversion based on data. And so he wasn't pushy. He wasn't salesy. He wasn't sleazy. In fact, he created a process called self-selection that nobody in this world had to be forced to follow him. It was an active decision that you had to make. And if you made it, great. And if you didn't, it is what it is. And so what we do is we teach people how to sell using what we call a book funnel and how to sell like Jesus, so that you don't come off as salesy, sleazy, pushy, or overwhelming to your prospect. I know most people are struggling with this idea of leads ghosting. You're speaking to the wrong clients. All this part of filtration is critical. And yet, even if you have the right people in front of you and you don't know how to sell effectively, you would end up burning deals. And that's the second problem most people have. The third stage is buying back your time. We talked a little bit about it. For you to work under 20 hours a week, you must create an internal operating system for marketing, sales, client success, innovation, and financial stewardship. When you do all 5 of those, you have a business that can run off of automation, and you can build a world-class team of critical managers, is what I call them, critical leaders that can actually run the business so that it's not dependent on you. We don't create a business to become the biggest bottleneck. And we surely don't build a business to work 60 hours a week. And that was me working crazy hours and not having the money to show for it. And we're far from that many years later, over 10 years later. But to help people get through that to where you can work 4 to 20 hours a week with an internal operating system is a game changer. And the last stage is financial stewardship, the ability to maximize your profit. It doesn't matter how much you make, it's how much you keep. You can make $100,000, but if you're spending 95,000 of it and only keeping 5K, your business is not healthy. 20% profit margins at least are critical in your business. And that's on the conservative side. So we don't get into a business to become a slave. We get into a business to be able to steward that money well so that we can be more generous. So those are the 4 stages: increasing your credibility, selling like Jesus, buying back your time, and then financial stewardship. throughout that process.
Great. Sounds really interesting. And can you share any real examples of how customers have used the service to achieve
Yeah.
full results?
Oh yeah, 130%. We've helped this past year over 100 people become guaranteed bestsellers. And we're talking in under 45 days where people, if you're an expert, here's how I define an expert. You have expertise that you've done in your own life and you're teaching someone else. Number two, you only need to be one chapter ahead of the person that you're serving. Just like that smart kid in the class who, when you were in elementary, middle school, high school, they seemed like a genius in math. And it wasn't because they were a genius. They just knew one or two chapters more than you did. So you see them as the authority. If you have that ability to be one or two chapters ahead of the person you're teaching and you have an expertise you believe in and you've applied, you can write a book that is 100 pages or less and publish it and become a bestseller in less than 45 to 60 days. That's what we teach our people. When you look at great people like Mark Zuckerberg, Steve Jobs, all the great names of the industries that we follow, they all have a book and they're all bestsellers. And so a book positions you as an authority. And once you do that, then we create an ecosystem around it, a book funnel with all your upsells, your bump sells, your core offer, and your retention program, so that this entire funnel and sales system does all the heavy lifting for you. And then number three is we build the systems to deliver great results to your clients to where they're not dependent on you. I'll give you an example of one great person. His name is Tom. Tom, long story short, has wrote 49 books on his own. We helped him write 3 in a span of 1 year. He became a bestseller with all of them. And then number 2, he closed a $150,000 B2B client, which was incredible with his book. And now he's created a course and a curriculum where he's the project management trainer. He goes into large corporations, trains clients how to do project management effectively. He's an example of somebody who used a book to generate one high ticket client at $150,000. Or even Samantha. She did the same exact thing, wrote her bestseller, and closed a $230,000 client in B2B.
Wow. And in terms of your business, what's been the biggest challenges for you or bottlenecks in terms of establishing yourself or growing the business or client acquisitions?
Yeah. So I would say, for me, we have a great client acquisition system. Just getting the ads dialed in to be consistent, to where we can get quality leads going into our webinar funnel. Our webinar funnel does an incredible job, lifting versions, up. We have a great sales team. The more qualified leads we can bring into the pipeline. We use a strategy called PPOA, paid partner, organic, and affiliate. Paid is the one we're looking to optimize in the season.
Okay. And what sort of channels are you looking at? So is it just through advertisement that you generally for clients?
So we do, paid traffic on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
Partnerships are through podcasts and stages and personal online. Organic is posting online, doing content, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and then affiliate is getting our existing clients to refer and promote our products. So the one that we're dialing in the season is a paid ad on Facebook. That's the one we're looking to get.
And are you promoting? You mentioned the webinar there. Is that something you host
It is.
to your clients? Yeah.
To our bestseller academy, teaching people how to write a book if they're an expert and use it to grow to 20 to 30,000 per month consistently.
Good. And what makes Kingdom Impact different from others trying to solve the same problem?
Yeah, 100%. There's so many coaches out there. There's 3 things you're facing right now as a coach, consultant, author, speaker, service-based business owner. You see 1,000 different coaches. They're all offering the same thing. I'll help you grow your business, grow your revenue. Number 2, you have information overload on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google. And number 3 is that internal conflict of saying there are all these competitors and the market is saturated. What makes us different, if you're ever looking to do that, is the positioning of writing a best-selling book and the automated system, what we call the automated CEO operating system, that will help you buy back your time so that you can work less than 20 hours per week. And most importantly, leave your authority and grow your positioning through a book. 98% of people can help you write a book. You can go somewhere, you can do it on your own. But how many people become a guaranteed bestseller? Not many. We've done it over 100 times in 1 year. We've done it for many years. Just last year, 100 people became a bestseller. Number 2, it's guaranteed. And number 3, we show you how to use it to get clients. That is the difference. You don't just write a book for the vanity of a bestseller. We're using that book to change lives, to show your expertise, to build trust and credibility, and use it to get clients.
And where does AI, I see you use some AI diagnostic audits, and where does AI fit into the business, and how are you using AI, or how are you developing it, or what's the pipeline?
Yeah, so AI is being used everywhere, every department. We're teaching people how to take their expertise, the stories, frameworks, everything they believe, their core belief systems, train AI as a ghostwriter to write their book. We're using AI to help people create ads, copywriting, and graphics, using AI to create playbooks, right, for your operating system, using AI to analyze your budgeting and your actual spend for the month. So AI is being used in every department of the business, and it's becoming what I consider a team of like 5 for every department: marketing, sales, client success, internal innovation, and financial stewardship. It's like having 25 employees work for you for like $100 a month.
Mhm.
It is a game changer. The difference now is if you know the strategy and how to do it properly, your whole life can change. What you can grow a business to $1 million, even to 5 to 10 million, with a lean team of 2 to 3 people, 2 to 5 people now, because of what AI can do.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And where do you see the biggest opportunities for innovation or impact right now?
Yes, it just in the industry, the world, man. So, number one is I want to help shift this mindset that AI is replacing jobs. It's not necessarily replacing jobs. It's actually promoting people to become stewards of it. Because if you are an elite player that knows how to manage AI well, there has to be someone who manages it. So why not position yourself as the one who's an expert in it? So that's the first one. It's creating new jobs and it's promoting people to be able to manage it well and use it to impact businesses as a whole. Number two, in the industry, it's helping people write really impactful, genuine, and authentic book. I give an example of the Bible, right? It was Holy Spirit, Jesus driven, inspired, but Jesus never wrote any of the chapters in the book. He had his ghostwriter. So if he could do it, right, bestseller of all time, why can't we? What's the difference? Whether we're hiring a person or using AI to write our book, we still have to make sure there's integrity, that there's truth behind it with our stories, our frameworks, our belief systems, and what we're teaching. And we're not just using AI to make that stuff, but we're helping it to write outlines, write the manuscript based on our strategy and our concepts. That's the second part, right? Really compelling books. And number three is just marketing. It is world class. Like you can create amazing world class content for all the social media platforms, especially long form content like YouTube, especially now they have AI twins where you can like now create YouTube videos with them. That's crazy. Like for somebody who works a day job looking to grow a business, imagine putting out one piece of content every single day without you physically having to record it. That is just mind blowing. So those are the three things: creating new jobs, being able to write, high compelling, high converting books. And then number three, creating high converting content that nurtures the people you solve problems for.
Fantastic. And what stage is Kingdom Impact at the moment? And what does growth look like for you over the next 12 months?
100%. So right now, the biggest thing is us maintaining all of our operations, but driving more growth, aka more traffic. So we have a great conversion mechanism, great conversion tool. It's making sure we just get more people in the pipeline aware of what we do. And we're doing that over the next 12 months with podcasts and stages, and we're doing it through paid ads. Those are the two biggest things. Double our growth, not by changing our operations, just by getting more visibility and awareness.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, Asaya. That was very interesting. And anybody listening, where can they get hold of you and your team?
100%. Hardeep, thank you so much for the experience today. This was incredible. For everybody, it is a pleasure to meet you all. You can reach me at Isaiah Grant on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Isaiah Grant on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And you can navigate to kingdomimpact.co/automated CEO. That's where we have an AI diagnostic tool that will tell you exactly where you're at in the stage of business out of those 4 stages we talked about. And most importantly, it'll give you an action plan on how to solve it. We send out a newsletter and we're giving out a free training to help you move through each of those stages. Again, kingdomimpact.co/ or kingdomimpact.co. Yes, that pretty much. You get the point. So we'll see you soon. There we go. 100%.
Well, thanks a lot, Asaya. All the best, and And
Yeah.
thank you for recording the podcast.
God bless you, man. Thank you, brother. Have a good one, guys and gals. Thank you.